All right. So I have this labeled white-black one-drop aggro, and someone in chat piped up and was like, Jeff, there's only 8 one-drops in your one-drop aggro deck. And 8 one-drops, for the record, is like a lot more one-drops than like a lot of decks have in this format, which is why I called this one-drop aggro. This deck is leveraging a few things that I think are really good in this format. The first of which, and this is what really caught my eye about this deck past just having one drops, is that I think Scourge of the Skyclaves is actually kind of in an interesting spot in the format. If you look at a lot of the removal people are playing, it's stuff like Blizzard Brawls and red removal for the most part, if you look at the top decks, right? So like, if you could get a Scourge of the Skyclaves into play and get it to like, 6 or 7, this is like a big thing that should be able to dominate a lot of board states. And because we're playing Scourge of the Skyclaves, Infernal Grasp is like a pretty reasonable card. Yeah, and Power Word Kill doesn't kill demons, right? Yeah, and this is the other thing too, right? Like a lot of the non-green or red removal doesn't kill demons and Power Word Kill, and this dodges Flunk for the most part too once it gets bigger as well. So I think this card is kind of in an interesting metagame spot. And then we have like some flying and disruptive things at the top end of the curve. Like one thing like maybe we want to change, like maybe one of these Silverquill Silencers or one of these removal spells should be like another Spellbinder, because this card's really good. But I feel like the core of this deck is like good game theory for attacking this format potentially. So let's see if I'm gonna have that optimism beaten out of me here, or if this could be somewhat reasonable. I think there's some potential here in this shell. No, the zombie is literally just a 2-1 for 1. It's a Jackal Pup. All right, let's do it. Oh, you know what? I should have played the black one drop on one here. Because then I could have double spelled on 2, right? I could have gone this on 1, and then I could have gone Duress into this on 2. Warriors, come out and play. Yes, the new badges did turn out really well. Super, super happy with them. Kargan War Leader here. Thanks for the follow, Evil Penguin. So I really want to draw untapped land next turn. We can go like Scourge, Vanishing Verse. Wow. The value double draw off the Silencer. Some good stuff. I think I'm chump blocking here. Am I? Yeah, I think I am. Oh, I should chump block the bigger one, right? I guess taking more damage has value. Oh, this can gain trample. Never mind. Oh, wait, this gives target warrior trample. The more you know. This is a 10-10, right? Thick lad, chat. Thick lad right there. Director Dodd, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Oh no, chat! It's a coward! Are we dead? I think we're dead, huh? 8, 10, yeah, Sag. Okay, so I should have Vanishing Verse to that. All right, I'm gonna take a mulligan on the Warriors matchup. We're gonna meet our opponent down there in the 79% down in the pits. We're just gonna pretend that one didn't happen, and we're gonna do new match 1, okay? So yeah, so that's the Black-White Warriors deck, and I think it has very uniquely positioned to attack the metagame potentially here. So we're gonna go ahead and dive on into some games and see if the game theory matches the deck in practice. I think we bottom Infernal Grasp in the dark here. I mean, for the record, on the daily deck digest, all the decks technically look a little bit better than they are, right? That's the purpose. Any Magic deck can look good on YouTube, chat. What I do try and do on the daily deck channel is I do try and do my due diligence and do my best to communicate during the deck tech whether or not I think the deck is reasonable and what I think it's reasonable against. So I do try and do my best to be like, well, these are ways we're potentially competitive or not competitive, matchups that I like, don't like, etc. Wait, why did I take... Alright, shh. It's fine. We're just gonna kill them with these two. We should have taken the Ren 7. Yeah, Sports Center's a good comparison. It's just a highlights channel. We could just try and kill them before they can run here, yeah. If they want to trade Innkeeper plus Snakeskin Veil for my 3/2, I'm okay with that. We'll get a 1/1 out of it, and we'll push some damage here. And if I had a removal spell here... Yeah, it takes them off an acceleration, too. Like, we draw untapped land next turn, we probably kill them before the Ren, right? Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, really impressive first game for our deck there. I flubbed my Duress pick and we still just like powered through. It's a Reidane matchup. It ran. They probably have like Binding the Old Gods and stuff too, right? I think Brutal Cathar is probably good here. I think I probably don't need this much spot removal overall. And I think I'm gonna prefer Vanishing Verse to Infernal Grasp because this can get rid of a Renin 7, which is nice. Paladin Class can maybe be okay here too. I'm gonna board down to just 3 removal spells, I think. I guess this is technically a removal spell here too, right? Honestly, 4 between these two might be enough. Let's start here and see how it goes. So the Legion Angel split is about power versus consistency. So when you have 1 Legion Angel in your main and 3 in the sideboard, when you draw your 1 Legion Angel, it's a really big high roll because it comes with 3 more, but you're less likely to draw your 1. And especially in best of 3, where like every sideboard slot can be valuable, giving up 3 sideboard slots to a high roll is a pretty big ask, whereas giving up 2 sideboard slots to a more consistent powerful threat is like pretty reasonable. I think Portable Hole is worse than... That was a good draw. I think Portable Hole is a worse card than Vanishing Verse in this matchup. And I don't think I want that many of that effect. Yeah, that's the other thing too, right? And like how often do you actually need that high roll, right? Like when is the fourth, how often is a 4/3 flyer winning you a game that the first 3 weren't winning you to begin with? This is a Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual style get up from like 2nd edition or something like that. Luminarch is so good. It's a very, very powerful card. Two ETSR module. Thank you for the info. No, I cut all the Infernal Grasp already, yeah. Slap lands refers to lands that you can slap your opponent with, like Hive and the Eye Tyrant. In addition are the swamps and forests, Boomer. Binding is why we played Reidane last turn, so it's now an 8 mana binding. Nice. I'm gonna give Reidane the 1/1 counter here, because otherwise they'd be able to attack in with a 3/3 to attack past this. Really hoping to draw an untapped white source next turn so we can start double spelling. It's like name binding of the old gods here, right? You can have your binding, but you're gonna eat your vegetables first. You're gonna pay 8 mana for it, and you're gonna lose 3 life, and I get to draw a card, okay? Do I just like play the Protector Shield here? Because then they can't kill Reidane, right? Yeah, I think we just shields up here, right? This is a spell or ability, right? Yeah. Okay, so you can pay 3 life, and I draw a card, and you pay 8 mana, and then you're gonna pay another mana if you want to target any of my stuff. Just like every time we apply to terms and conditions there, our opponent was like, all right, fine, I'll pay 6 for binding. We're like, no, you pay 8 for binding. No, you pay 8 and 3 life and I get a card. All right, no, you pay 8 and 3 life and I get a card, and then you pay 1 more too if you wanted to actually do anything. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. That sequence there was a lot like talking to a conservative about when they're gonna get the COVID vaccine. At first they were like, well, the FDA hasn't approved it. And now they're like, well, the FDA's approved it, but I have to wait and see. And now millions of people have gotten, and they're like, but we don't know X, Y, or Z, or there's microchips in it, chat. I think there's microchips in the vaccine might be the most wild one. It's like, listen, I can't even buy a PlayStation 5 right now. They ain't putting microchips in the vaccine. Ain't nobody got extra microchips, okay? They're all used up. There is a shortage of these things. Hopefully they're playing a deck where Infernal Grasp has text. While posting about it, I don't want. What if there's microchips in the vaccine and it tracks me? I tweet from my iPhone with GPS enabled. Man, what rotten luck. Me too, mistake by the lake. Chit me up. I am ready to be full on cyborg. Interesting. We just dropped the Legion Angel here, huh? Just grind him out, hopefully. Yeah, this one's going the distance, chat. It's going full speed. Thank you for the 42 months, D20 Bandit. I appreciate the 3.5 years. Welcome back. Eaten alive. We're just gonna continue to play Legion Angels here, right? Well, maybe we'll hold the next one. They're obviously a Blood on the Snow deck, right? Thanks for the follow, Nexus. Woohoo! Plenty of hoots to give, chat. Yeah, I agree. I think the balancing on this card is sweet. It also like the discussion we had a second ago about, well, how many Legion Angels do you want in your deck, right? Is like it presents an interesting deck building piece too.
Aren't I generous?
So, I am not a doctor, and what I'm about to say is not medical advice, and you should consult one of the many videos about vaccine efficacy if you have some confusion about it. But I will say to you that as someone who has a math background and has watched a lot of things about vaccine efficacy, one of the things you need to understand about efficacy is that it's difficult to directly compare the measured efficacy results of differing vaccines because the efficacy numbers on those, they have a blood on the snow, poop, are calculated at different times under different conditions. So like all of the vaccines have been proven to have varying degrees of protecting you from getting COVID or stuff like that, making the symptoms less severe, less hospitalization and stuff. But like how good they are at doing that was figured out in using different metrics at different times, right? So like the pandemic was less severe when some were tested versus others, and they were tested in different parts of the world. I think it was it Vox? I think Vox had a really good YouTube video talking about it, where comparing the numbers. No blood on the snow and just dead. So the reason why I fired up Hive of the Eye Tyrant here is because starting to exile their graveyard before they can top deck Blood on the Snow has a lot of value. That's why I went for that proactively. Now, this is a matchup where we definitely don't want Infernal Grasp. This is basically just for the creature matchups. I definitely want Reidane again here. Honestly, Triumphant Adventurer might be okay here just for applying pressure. Paladin Class could also be okay. It makes my individual threats a little bit more powerful. I want to leave in some of these, like exiling a Lilith or a key blocker could be game winning in some spots. Let's try this. So again, as always, if you have questions about medical related things, I'd encourage you to consult a medical professional. Which is not me, chat. Chat, I have degrees in advanced mathematics. I am currently wearing an owl suit on twitch.tv. I am not a medical expert. I have many qualifications, but not for that. I'm just an owl that knows math. Yeah, exactly. All right, so do we Crawler into Aspirant? Or do we Duress into Aspirant? I'm going to Duress into Aspirant. Try and get this safe before we start playing it out. Oh, they're more mid-rangey than I was expecting. I am not sideboarded correctly for Skyclave Shade and Graveyard Trespasser here. That's for sure. And now let's actually just play this out, name Graveyard Trespasser. Thanks for the follows, Lespia. And thanks for the brand new sub, Nexus. I appreciate the support. It takes 144 licks based on a Stanford University study to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. I would like to get a PhD at some point. There's, the University of Urbana-Champaign is about 50 minutes from my front door. And they have a very good, PhD program with math with a focus on computer science. And at some point in my lifespan, I would like to go there and study and do a doctorate work. Yeah, it's a very, very good school. It just takes a PhD postgraduate degree is like 5 to 8 years. I didn't want to commit to doing that. Christy and I wanted to start a family, so I think like maybe when like the boys are in high school, like a decade from now, might be the time I look into doing something like that. Our stuff's just getting eaten alive, chat. I do not actively maintain any open source projects anymore. I've passed on a lot of the stuff that I worked on over the years. My last little bit of free time mostly vanished when COVID happened. Although the kids are no longer remote learning, so there's a little bit back, but just time is tough. I'm following you for a little while on Twitter and catching some of your videos via Striderstone. First time catching you live. Thanks. I appreciate it, Exodus. Good to have you in chat. Welcome to a live one. Your 6-year-old lost their first tooth. That's exciting. I guess this is a touch awkward because this is an X1, so this sacrifices, right? So they can sack the Ghast, kill my Silencer, kill Spellbinder. Well, I have a great play there. Hopefully we draw a land to get to play Legion Angel next turn. Speed's pretty good too. Guess we just do this again. Supposed to lead this back to threaten a double block. Menace on Sedgemoor Witch is very good, chat. It's like Spider-Man, chat. It's a menace. Sorry. We're just like dead to attacks plus this kinda, huh? Like I said, I'm definitely sideboarded wrong. I thought they were like the big snow deck, and they're definitely a much smaller version than that. I need some more spot removal in my deck. It's looking not great for us. If we lose this one, we're definitely going to go back to the drawing board for game 3. Enter's play trigger on this is going to be lethal. This is life lost, right? Yeah. So I definitely want all the Vanishing Verses. I don't want the Duress. I don't think Paladin Class is very good here against another creature deck. Reidane also seems kind of mediocre, right? Like, I thought I was keeping them off of, like, Blood on the Snows and Liliths. That doesn't seem to be the case. Portable Hole seems fine. They've got a lot of cheap things that they don't really like getting exiled. Brutal Cathar seems reasonable. The Tooth Fairy leaves a quarter, right? Backsider. I don't know that Backsider Reidane is very good. You gotta, the Tooth Fairy adjusts for inflation now. The Tooth Fairy likes to leave, my oldest has lost 2 now, likes to leave 4 teeth. Likes to leave, the $1 coins. Yeah, good, easy mulligan here. Don't want to take infinite damage from our mana in the aggro matchup. Yeah, they're not super common. We have coins that are worth $1 technically. Are these Susan B. Anthony's? Is that what they're called? Hey, look, chat. It's the reason we put Portable Hole in our deck. Goodbye. Name Deadly Dispute with this. It's a card they likely play 4 of, and it wouldn't be great for me if they cast it here. What's going on, Gundam? Yeah, the live definitely has a bit of a different feel than YouTube for sure. That was not the land I wanted for Christmas. I guess we'll play Luminarch, and we'll offer the trade of Luminarch for Shambling Gas. So, like, Gas can trade with any of my creatures on the board right now, basically. Morning, Mean Bean. It's for the follow, Evil Panda. Infernal Grasp, because it feels like they have a removal spell here. Ding! Nice, nice. You're about to have a lot of tokens, Chip. I am not the origins of this list, but I do have the NFT for it, so it's legal for us to play. Wait, maybe we should have named Eaten Alive. I'm probably playing 4 of that. Feels like we're in a pretty bad spot here, huh? We just missed too many land drops for too long. Yeah, it's like infinite jump blockers. Ah, shit! They have another Eaten Alive. All right, yeah, I punted. I should have named Eaten Alive. I named Infernal Grasp, but I couldn't remember what the name of the other card was. It's a spot where paper magic would be better than digital, because you could just describe what the card does. Maybe I should have just described it for Twitch chat, and they would have told me the name. In paper magic, you can just say the rules text of the card. You don't have to know the exact name of it. Let's go to the follow Mint Spice. Good morning. Thanks everybody for hanging out today, by the way. Great to see over 1,000 people in here for some magic. If you're new to the channel like Mint Spice, I'm not just like an owl every day. We had a charity stream earlier this month. We raised over $3,000 for the American Heart Association, and one of the stretch goals on that was I'm going to be in costume every day this week for the stream. We were a unicorn yesterday, and we're an owl today, and who knows what we'll be tomorrow. Usually we play 3 or 4 hours of Magic every day to start the stream. Usually play 2 or 3 different decks, changing decks every 90 minutes to 2 hours or so. If you enjoy a variety of constructed stuff, this is a good channel for you. Lots of red lands thundering. Okay. What's he supposed to do with you, Silverquill Silencer? Any Moonveil Regent. Feels like a Moonveil Regent deck, yeah. All the new branding stuff, Mellow Man, is a custom redesign that my management agency that I've been working with for a little bit now has been working on for me for the last month or so. Yeah, a couple of small things are gonna clean up for me, but I'm pretty happy with what we have. Did an excellent job. What a name, Frostbite. Yeah, that's probably a decent shout. They could be a more controlling deck with all this removal in the main. Could see like burn down the house game 1. The reason you can't select your gifted sub badge because Twitch is kind of predatory, and you can only show your gifted sub badge if you've gifted a sub in the last 30 days. Those also haven't changed. You actually can't have custom gifted sub badges on Twitch current yet. It is lame. I agree. Yeah, mono red dragons could definitely be what they are. I think I want to just hold up removal this turn. Would you like to pump up the dragon? Goodbye, friend. I'm supposed to grasp there, actually. Make the Scourge bigger. Oh, man. Oh, man, shit. My 8-8. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Punch. Good stuff. I'm holding on to this for now. This is gonna be a spell if we find another land or they catch back up here somehow. Well, the best way to find sweet decks, God Baron, is to check out the daily deck digest. The best of what we stream here gets a highlight video there every single day, kind of showcasing the best that it has to offer. So standard and historic stuff up there. I'm trying to do my best to like alternate formats almost every day up there. Or at a minimum, never do the same format like 3 days in a row. Is my loose goal. Sure, Vanishing Verse seems great here. Honestly, I think all my removal spells sound good. I think if we just keep their threats off the table, we're probably a bit of a favorite to win. Do I want like Adventurer for extra threat density? I think I'm happy with minimal changes here. You kind of look like the Duress art. Thank you? Question mark. Arno, I don't remember if I said thank you. If I did already, thanks again. If I didn't, thanks for the 36. You mean standard shadow is better than historic? Yeah, probably. Historic shadow is pretty awkward. No fetches and shocks or Teamer Battle Rage. Some mulligan decisions are tough. Others not so much. We're supposed to bottom this. I haven't fully locked in everything else that I'm doing yet this week. Need bottom planes. I wanted the Snarl to be untapped. There's definitely some merit to keeping the creature land, though. That's true. No, I chose not to light $10 on fire on Magic Online. Maybe playing this out is wrong, and I'm supposed to wait until it's much bigger. It could have been right to just jam Luminarch this turn. Yeah, there's good chance it's just like not bigger than 3 for a little while though. It doesn't really seem like they're pressuring my life total. Hey, Fajoa Farm, thanks for the prime support. Good morning. Interesting that they're killing the 3/2s instead of something that makes them bigger. They must have more removal in hand, right? I think we can beat a burn down the house this game, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Usher out here because playing out more creatures is better against spot removal. And we don't know that they have a sweeper, and we know that they have plenty of spot removal. Sedge. A strictly limited player, but my win rate drops after the first 2 weeks of a new set. You carry me through. Well, thanks for being here. We do some cube draft on occasion. Definitely not a normal limited stream. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Let's just like not get burned down the house this time. It was the Milwaukee Open where we played out Howling Mine. I remember that one. My wife came up with me. We left the boys with my in-laws for the weekend. Did we leave the boys? Maybe I don't remember. I think we left Jake with her. Maybe Jake came with us. God, it's been a long time, Chip. Thanks for the 2 months, Don. Welcome back. I think we definitely just one drop into shop here on the play. No, that was definitely just a one tournament thing. I played plenty of Cincinnati Opens. Since Cincinnati is about a 3-hour drive. Sorry, about a 4.5 hour drive from my house. Indy is 3 hours. You have Cube. How much to play Vintage Cube? Let's just say all Moto stuff is $100. Oh man, that's brutal. Okay, so it all sucks, chat. I guess we take Heated Debate because it lets me push the most damage here. Didn't SCG go to Chicago once? They had something they called SCG Chicago that took place in a Chicago suburb. It technically wasn't in Chicago proper because doing things in Chicago proper is hella expensive. It was like SCG Skokie. They advertised as SCG Chicago. Yes, yeah, it was in a sports ball field on turf. Is exactly correct. Christy and I are not really doing any large gathering type stuff until all of our children are eligible to be vaccinated. So probably not for a little bit. Kingdom, thanks for the 20 months out there. There's just, unfortunately, too many irresponsible and selfish people who refuse to get themselves vaccinated to protect people like my children, who are ineligible still. Legion Angel, honestly, probably the best draw in our deck here. I'm holding onto this for now because I think there's a chance that this is a spell. We did our Cub Scout pack had a Halloween party of sorts last night that was the biggest gathering of people Christy and I had been to since all of this started. We had like 40 or 50 people there. It was a lot. Everybody was masked up and safe, but it was kind of weird / surreal being around that many people for the first time in a long time. Thanks for the 20 months, Kingdom. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Does Christy consider me one of the children? Definitely, but I'm vaccinated. And the top of our deck has been hot. Gosh, maybe I was supposed to have played this out, huh? We're just dead. Sad. I probably held on to this too long. Hey, thanks for the sub gifts, Cafe. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for the support. How does the BSA look right now? My understanding is their national is having a lot of problems because of really shit decisions that they made, but the local pack level is all I'm involved with, and our pack has a lot of good, decent people in it. Thanks for the 19 months, Walker. Welcome back. We did not. They drew running removal spells 3 turns in a row and we died to their Goldspan Dragon. And thanks, Cafe. Remember, when sequencing your early lands in a deck that has Snarls, you want to try and lead on your non-basics first. I think we're going to lead on Dungeon Crawler anyway, so I'll play this on black. like Aspirant is the card I want to see the least here, so I'm gonna name that. Pretty fine with both of us taking damage here with Scourge of the Skyclaves in hand. This is a great draw for us, because it lets Dungeon Crawler attack into this 1/1. Come on, hit me. Land Tier is actually a pretty decent draw, so I get to bolt this. We get to Vanishing Verse this. We get to play Usher. We get to hit them for 6 down to 6. After Ninja's in. Woof, that not only makes it hard to race, but the life gain makes my Scourge of the Skyclaves awful. Man, we really needed that to be a black source so I could double Scourge here. Wait. Yes, deal. You do not flashback. You do not flashback Angel Fire Ignition. Nope, not even a little bit. Well, I guess making this was bad, so I just get to kill it. Either way, we're still not in a great spot because of their Angel Fire Ignition. I think this is the first time I've played against an opposing Angel Fire Ignition on the ladder. Like, we've played it a few times, and I actually think it's pretty sweet, but it's super unfortunate that our first time running into someone else playing it, we're playing Scourge of the Skyclaves. They gonna offer a trade here? Wait, is this a human? It's not a human, right? Oh, it's just attacking creatures, never mind. The old 12-12 2-drop trading with their double strike 2-drop. Well, I think it really matters, right? We're like just dead here. Duress, definitely not good. If I just want a bunch of cards that play to the board here. Trim at least one of these. Drawing one sometimes probably fine here, but getting two of them when they have Angel Fire seems exceptionally bad for us. We refreshed the screen and we lost. They had Angel Fire Ignition, which gains them a bunch of life. They had a thing that gives all their attacking creatures double strike. And them gaining life kills my Scourge of the Skyclaves. We drew a 5th land or 6th land or whatever. I just assumed that they were going to finally be smart enough to flash back their card that won the game the next turn, so I moved on. I think Kana is great. I think there are a number of little game details that they didn't quite get right or do that made it feel like it lacked a little bit of polish in certain areas, but the story writing and voice acting are both excellent, and the animation quality is just like top notch, and the combat's very reasonable. It's also not a super long game. So like, I think to do just the story, I think it's like 7 or 8 hours. I'm excited. That was that game studio's like first game too, which is just like super impressive. Really excited to see what they do in the coming years, because there's no way they don't get seed money and funding after putting that game out. It was really good. Yeah, and I mean, like, that's the thing about playing Magic, right? Sporadic Penguin, like, I don't think our opponent's deck likely almost ever beats an Epiphany deck, and like our deck is designed to be aggressive and disruptive to beat Epiphany decks, but that doesn't matter because like you're not going to play against Epiphany decks every match, right? Like they're even in the top of the ladder, they're only like 30 to 40%, so a majority of your matches are going to be against other things. My Kingdom for a White Source. You did miss Just Guys Creativity. It'll be up on YouTube this evening. Oh, it is a wolf right now. It's a good thought. We're going to delve in shit. I read almost every comment on the YouTube channel for reference, so you can kind of interact there. I mean, just hitting them is going to get the Scourge online. Because the Hoots tournaments are already pretty popular and they don't need a gimmick. Also, logistically, Hoots tournaments, I can't wear a headset while I'm an owl, so I need to be able to hear my co-commentator, and logistically, Hoots tournaments have a lot going on for me already, so like adding another thing like a costume just isn't feasible. I'm excited. We've already secured one additional sponsor for the next Hooglandia tournament. It's possible that we might have a third as well. We're gonna be expanding our production staff for the Hooglandia Opens. Try and deliver even less downtime than we have before. We average about 70 to 75% of Hooglandia tournaments as showing live matches of Magic, matches we haven't shown yet with time-shifted features. And I think with adding another person doing time-shifted features, we can get that up to 80%. That would be my goal. I'd like it if 80% of our stream time was showing new matches of Magic. If you're new to the channel and haven't seen our Hooglandia Opens before, you can check out some of the past coverage on my website there, /YouTube channel. They are community-run tournaments that are open for everyone to enter, that have full coverage like you'd expect from a big major tournament, but it's just a smaller community event that we do here. Do I want to get Aspirant going, or do I want to get Triumphant Adventurer going? I think I want to get Aspirant going. I think if it pans out and this other sponsor I'm currently talking to, we end up with +2 sponsors, I might try and get a third commentator so we can have people actually take, like, breaks. Rotate through folks. Especially if we're going to be covering more matches than previous. Breaks, what is this? Socialism? Asking the real questions. If I was hiring other commentators myself, I'd be able to pick up some non-Cool Stuff Inc. people as well, which would be a nice way to expand who I've worked with. So Cool Stuff Inc. Sponsors the tournament by putting up prizes and paying for one commentator. Like I wouldn't mind having Amy back, or Corey Baumeister did one with me at one point. He's a professional as well. Very good at what he does. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. We need to start blocking. I think we need to start blocking. Jim is great, and Jim is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. as well, and Jim will definitely be commentating the event on the 14th with me. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. Jim will 100% be there on the 14th with me. He is very good at what he does too. We're dead, Chip. Alright, we're gonna give this one more shake, but this deck does not seem to be particularly good into the miscellaneous jank in the percentages on the ladder here. Did I say May? I meant November. Next month, 14th. Alley sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. He's done events in the past. Yeah, CGB was good. CGB has a pretty hectic schedule. I've tried to get him back in before, and our schedules just haven't lined up. I would like to try and get him back in for one in the future for sure. I think Alias V is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. now too. I should reach out to her and see if she's interested in doing one at some point too. All right, with all of these white 1-drops, we definitely want to play Usher of the Fallen on one, and then we can Usher plus Duress on 2. And I don't understand your question, Rage Quit. Like, are you asking, does third commentator mean more downtime or less downtime? Good morning, Michael. Hope you're feeling better this morning. No, I definitely think we can get to less downtime in Hoots. We currently average 70 to 75% showing matches of Magic. I think we can get to 80%. I think that'll be more of a extra extra feature matches more so than, or extra time shifted features more so than extra commentators. I don't have a way to quantify. I know, like I said, the issue with downtime is like having matches of Magic to actually cover. More so than having commentators to talk. We'll definitely attack. The question is, do we Duress now or do we double creature now? No, I'm not really interested in doing deck techs. That other people have brought that up, but I'm explicitly not really interested in doing deck techs. I think deck techs are shitty content during live events. They are literally just filler. My goal with the Hoaglandia series is to just not have a bunch of bullshit filler like Wizards tournaments have. People watching live tournament Magic want to watch live matches of Magic played in that tournament. If you want to watch a deck tech, go to MTG Goldfish's YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel and watch the start of any of my videos. Like, there's plenty of opportunities to watch deck techs in your own time. I know. When I turn on coverage of an event, I want to watch actual matches being played. I don't give a shit about whatever deck tech they want to give me. Let me watch the deck be played. That's what I turned on the event to see. Ever consider interviews with the players that you play 5 to 10 to 15x to stream? Right, I didn't. Their 3/3 next turn is going to be very large on our board. I'll say that attack seems aggressive. With those interviews, I spent most of the time wondering how they could live in such messy bedrooms. There's two parts to that, right? Like, not only does the room where they live or they're shooting from look like that, but they also made a conscious decision to know that, like, the thing they were recording was going to be broadcast to the world and just be like, nah, it doesn't matter if I straighten up for this. That's a two-part decision, right? There's the one, my room always looks like this, and then two, I know this is about to be broadcast to thousands of people. Nah, let's let it look like this anyways. Like, honestly, even my half-open mail on the floor behind me is something that kind of makes me twitch that I should clean up. Alright, untapped land, and we have a chance to win this game because they attacked. Yikes. Well, I think we traded 2-1 for 4 points of damage here, right? Okay, I can't believe they attacked the mammoth here. I think that was a throw. Just actually the best draw in their deck after they made an attack that was terrible. It's just been this week for Magic has just been so bad, chat. Just cannot catch a break. Just any of these sets. It's been so brutal. Bringing a bunch of spot removal here, I guess. Couple of adventurers. Honestly, this is probably a matchup where these are supposed to come out. We just like go up a little bit bigger. Our 2/1s aren't particularly exciting here. It's from the Red Bull tournament this past weekend, Dimstar. Would you believe that adult Spider-Man costumes are difficult to find? I spent some time looking. There's a couple of Halloween stores up in town I'm gonna go over to. I haven't figured out all the costumes for the rest of the week yet. I actually don't really mind the mono green deck. The key problem with the standard format, in my experience as someone who likes brewing, is that it's basically impossible to be competitive against decks like green and also not just like right-click auto-concede all of your matches to decks playing Epiphany. You're just completely squeezed in this format when trying to brew. Basically just flip a coin and pick what you want to lose to. The old 4 lands and Snarl is still tapped. Good beats. Good beats. So I would actually like to push back on a comment. I'd like to push back on what I feel is the implication of your comment there, Neil. So, what you said there is kind of a common feeling, and it's one that I largely disagree with, in that the idea that formats have staples is a bad thing. And I've talked about this at length on stream before, but I feel like a big problem with the design that recent formats have had on Magic Arena specifically is that Magic, in my opinion, is a better game when the good decks care about playing to the board. And the problem with Standard last season and Standard right now with Epiphany and other recent Historic when Jeskai Control is popular is that just way too many decks just don't give a shit about board presence. When the top decks in a Magic format don't care about attacking and blocking, the games become dry and there's way less counterplay on average. Like, think about, Emergent Ultimatum. I'm gonna name Azeka's Chariot here because I don't want them to play that next turn. Think about Emergent Ultimatum and Eldraune's Epiphany that we're seeing right now. I think Magic's best formats, when you look back on them historically speaking, like small creature aggro or like mid-rangey creature decks are the best decks in those formats, because those are the types of decks where the combat system really gets to get leveraged. Yeah, I think red-white's fine. We're on to play this game and it was much easier, chat. Funny how that works. Yeah, I think a sign that a format is likely healthy is if some type of red deck wins, small creature red or small creature white is competitive. In this format, there's like some mono white around the fringes, but even that hasn't had particularly amazing results in comparison to some of the others. Yeah, Kaladesh standard was like a disaster zone for a few reasons. Yeah, red aggro is only really great there after some other things. When you say rogues from standard falls outside of what you're describing. Yeah, I wouldn't count rogues inside of a deck that cares about combat. Rogues is a deck that was good largely because it played on the stack. Things like Drown in the Lock and Card Advantage like Into the Story are cards that explicitly only interact on the stack. Here's a good way to think about it too. Instead of thinking about just in terms of combat, think about the key cards a deck plays and then ask yourself, do I need to have counter magic or discard spells to interact with these things? That's another way to put into context, right? Like the Epiphany deck's a good example of that, right? Like in order to profitably interact with the Epiphany decks, you need counter spells and to a lesser extent discard spells if you could hit them before they get to foretell things. Puffy the Magical Dragon, thanks for the follow. Yeah, seems pretty good. In my opinion, control-dominated formats are not healthy, no. It's 2018 again, Bob. Who's asking? I think we do just aim Blizzard Brawl with us. And then honestly, if they attack with the Werewolf Pack Leader, we'll just trade off here, I think. Just trade 2 for 2, 2 drop for 2 drop. Do we? Maybe we take the hit and then attack them back and play Scourge. That could be the line too. Bit of a Snakeskin Veil here. Decent pickup. Just gonna go ahead and do this now before they can untap and have a piece of protection for it. I'm gonna play one of these tapped. We may or may not want to bolt the next one later to make Scourge bigger. We'll see how their hand plays out here. Yeah, I agree with that, Progi. Stapling must answer things onto creatures. Means that, like, your Doom Blades can answer them, and every deck has some type of removal in Sculler Pie. I talked about not liking Scourge inside of Historic. This is a standard deck, Dynasty Scout. And the context of this format is very different than the context of Historic. WotC, so you want more Omnath. All right. I'm gonna give you a. I don't even think this is a hot take. I think this is a lukewarm take. I think 4-color Omnath is one of the many cards that probably shouldn't be banned in Historic that currently is. I think I would unban a lot of things in Historic if I was given permission to control the ban list, and Omnath would definitely be on the list of things I'm gonna ban. Yes, Uro would not be on that list. And the fact that they banned Omnath before they banned Uro in Historic is honestly one of the worst decisions they've made in recent memory. They've made a lot of poor ban list decisions, but that's one of the worst. Not close.
The entire forest is an army.
Is Winota still banned? Of course Winota is still banned, chat. Come on now. What kind of question is that? Of course Uro is still banned. I've been playing Pokemon Unite with different people that I've been meeting doing gaming stuff online, and one of them is a former Magic player, and they asked we were BSing back and forth, and they asked me about the current standard format, and I linked them a copy of Aldrin's Epiphany, and they were like, but why would they print that? And I was like, I didn't really have a good answer for them. It's like we don't know. What are we untapping this for? Each player loses life.
Did not choose this fight.
This is my 3/3. Well, to be fair, they at least didn't repeat the Nexus of Fate's issue was that it shuffled itself back in, right? Like the core problem with Nexus of Fate is very different than the core problem that Aldrin's Epiphany has. One of those things is not like the others. Like they're both problematic, but they're problematic for very different reasons. But loving the content, keep up the good work. Thanks for the tip, Wessel. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna hold on to this in case they top deck another run in 7. If we get to attack with both these adventurers, we get to make a 4/4 here. Because we're here right now, so we get to go bang bang. Yeah, Nexus of Fate being an instant in a format with Wilderness Reclamation was also loose. I'll go ahead and get rid of a 2/2 here now that they didn't, because this is up to a 7/7 now, right? So it can brawl with a Renin 7 token. Yeah, opponent 71%. They might be a little bit newer to the game. Good chance they're just not familiar with how that interaction works. So, when you have a protection spell like Snakeskin Veil, you should wait till we target it, and then you can use it to save your thing. If I attack with everything, do I die on the backswing? I'm at 9, right? I guess I could die if I use the Triumphant Adventurers aggressively. We just like leave this back. When who's slogged up to Mythic really be considered new? Yeah, I think so. Especially because like even let's just do this one. Especially even using your own words there, right? Like maybe they slogged up there, right? Like okay. I'm gonna say something that might hurt some feelings, but I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings. It's something you need to hear. Your rank on the ladder is not a measure of your skill and ability to play Magic. It's not. If you're in Mythic, it doesn't mean you're a good player, and if you're not in Mythic, it doesn't mean you're a bad player. A lot of ladder systems, like how the ladder is structured in Magic Arena, are there to encourage people to keep playing the game. It is a play incentive, not a skill measure incentive. It is a measurement of time commitment more than anything. If you are winning more, it will be a smaller time commitment for you to get to Mythic, but it is still largely a measurement of time. It actually doesn't even mean that. The way the arena ladder is structured, you could actually get to Mythic with a less than 50% win rate and a large sample size. Just for reference. Man, I feel like our deck has played against a disproportionate amount of Shambling Gas in this set, which is really unfortunate for the volume of 2-1s that we have. Well, so consistent tournament success does mean that you have some skill at playing Magic the Gathering. What tournament success doesn't mean, however, is there's a lot of people where they think, oh, person X, Y, or Z, or them personally have been successful in a tournament, so it means like they have good game theory, right? And like you hear those appeals to authority all the time, or like you ask someone to like, can you explain your card choice to me? And like they can't actually explain their card choice. They just say like, well, I won with it, or this is my record with this deck. So like this deck is good because my record is X. It's like, well, okay. It's like it doesn't really necessarily work that way, right? Like we could talk about generically what makes cards good or bad from a theory perspective without that. Yeah, I just I'm gonna be done for the day. I'm gonna look really hard to try and find 2 decent decks for tomorrow, chat. I don't think I could take a third day of just like mono getting dumpstered. It's been we're 82%, chat. It's been a rough last couple of whatevers. I don't want to play. Listen, okay, here's the plan. If we get beat down trying to do something sweet again tomorrow, Thursday we're just going to play good decks. That's the plan.